They say those you hold close can hurt you the most, and it's not wrong. I'm in love with reggae and my heartbeat is in her song. But lately she and I just can't seem to get along. She's been acting disgraceful. She used to be about love, but some of the stuff she's been saying is just plain hateful. And sometimes I turn the other cheek, but right now I've had a face full. And for any of you not on the same page, let me explain what's got these guys spitting such rage. It's not the 400 years of slavery and colonialism, the pain of the past, or the getters of us where life is like a prison. It's not the corruption, the poverty, the inequality, the unfair distribution of property you can understand when it's any of them. What's got them so upset is nothing more than men who like men. And they've got so many real problems to deal with. It makes me sick when they're still so stressed by what a man does with his dick, and they're telling me it's not natural because it doesn't make a baby. Brother, please, neither does your lady when she heads downtown, neither does your ham when your lady's not around, neither does wearing rubbers, but Africa's doomed if brothers don't start going undercover. And don't you think they got enough on their plate without you spreading this virus of hate? And how can you condone such behaviour when you say Selassie's Christ and Christ said love your neighbour, and you think the Bible tells you this kind of persecution is okay? You know, it's the same shit the KKK and the slave traders. I say, what good is the good book if we don't turn us into haters? We must be reading it wrong if peace still evades us. So how are we ever going to learn to share the planet if we can't see that victimising gays has no more to do with following Christ's ways than blowing shit up does with Muhammad? So now you sing one song all about the struggle of the African at the hands of the Vatican, and the very next song it's all bun down the batty man, and it begs the question, how can a people who've known such oppression turn it on another, turn it on your own brother? Please don't let your heart get smothered by this bitterness and anger. Well, it's been so many years you've been being fought down for ganja. I would have thought you'd have learned. If it's not hurting anybody, what the fuck is it your concern? Much less your right to interfere. Jah put us all here, and if we're to be judging the way you say is true, well, that job belongs to God, my brother, not you. And those different reasons why we do what we do and how society can shape your moral persuasion, I came up in a generation where words like nigger and packy were being fought against, and much of their destructive strength was being stripped away, but words like faggot were flourishing and still considered okay to say, and anything you didn't approve of was gay. But it also came from a generation that was spared another day, another way to see past that shit, outlast that shit that blinded those who came before them, and to escape from their mistakes and the ignorance that bore them. And that's why it pains me to hear the music that touched me and changed me start acting so strangely. And plainly one line of thinking is, if you don't like it, well just don't listen to it. But I say, fuck no man, I happen to love your music, and I'm going to deprive myself just because you abuse it. So I suppose the real point of my verse is I just want to know which one came first. Did the art reflect the culture, or is it the reverse? Or maybe it's both, maybe it's a choice. For them, for you, for us, for me, for anybody with a voice.